Hey, what's going on, Jam Fam? So it's been a little while since I made a video. I had a couple weeks of where I had like no motivation at all, and then we actually spent a week renovating our office. It turned out really nice, and I'm happy the way everything went. I'm just sorry that it took so long to actually get motivated and to actually get the office done. But yeah, I'm back now, and I just want to talk about Eve real quick, and I don't intend on doing a full review for her because honestly, I'm so late on getting this video done. We all know she's really OP, and she's got a lot of things in her kit that really push her into that OP territory. I mean, how else are they going to sell a Brawl Pass? Be honest. But anyway, the goal today is to talk about what I think makes Eve the best brawler in the game right now, and what I would like to see done in the next round of balance changes to help bring her back to the pack just a little bit. Before we get started, make sure you leave a comment and talk about what you would like to see done to Eve to help balance her out a little bit. And remember, if you enjoy my rambling, make sure you leave a like on the video, and if you're new, consider dropping a sub as well. And with all that out of the way, let's get started.
How do you like your eggs?
Alright, before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of everything, I just want to make sure I say I do like Eve. Her kit is actually a lot of fun to play, and I really did enjoy pushing her as much as I did, but I could tell right off the bat she was very, very much on the very OP side, so I definitely think she does need a bunch of nerfs. And in my opinion, I think a lot of her problems stem off of her base kit right off the bat. Honestly, she's a brawler that has 4,000 HP, but she also has the same amount of range as Belle, and she does over 2,000 damage. All that combined into one kit just makes her a really OP brawler in my opinion. What this really does is it makes her a tanky sniper, which conceptually is just a very broken concept for any character in any game. Because normally, the thing that balances snipers' long range and high damage out is the fact that they have very little HP and very long reload speeds. Mid-range brawlers are somewhere in the middle of those stats, and tanks and assassins are a lot stronger on the HP and damage side, but they have no range to compensate. Now, Eve does have a longer reload speed, and there is a delay between her shots, so you can't just spam all three ammo all at the same time, but this isn't really enough to balance her out in my opinion. She's a brawler that has sniper levels of range and damage, but she keeps that mid-range brawler HP. So basically what you have is you have a brawler that has no drawbacks in playing her in any map or mode, and as a result, she boxes a lot of brawlers out of the meta. Now, they did emergency nerf her range a few weeks ago, and honestly, I think it's fine where it is right now. I would personally like to see them bring her HP down to 35 or 3,800, somewhere in that range, and that is a big drop, but if they're going to keep her as a sniper, that's the change that needs to happen because of the reasons I just mentioned. Now, the other route they could go, and this isn't my personal favorite idea, but they could nerf her damage down to 1,600, and then have her fill a similar role to Squeak and Lou, that being a long-range tanky control brawler. She does have the tools in her kit for that, we just haven't talked about those yet. Now, I think either one of these changes would help bring her down to a more balanced state. Like I said, she's got 4,000 HP and she does 2,000 damage. Those are both really high numbers, so if you bring either one of those down, it definitely would help balance her out just a little bit.
Get 'em, kids!
Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is Eve's super, gadget, and star powers, and this is where her kit gets really toxic. Top 10 bad puns right there. For real though, Eve's entire kit is based around her spawning as many of these little baby fleas as possible and getting the entire enemy team poisoned all at once. Now, I like that this fits thematically for her because that's pretty much exactly what a flea infestation is like, but I hate that she has the ability to just non-stop spawn these things. It gives her a ton of control over the field, and it's a very toxic ability in my opinion. Just to tally up all the ways she has to make these hatchlings, her super will spawn 3, her first gadget will spawn 1 when you activate it, and her second star power will spawn 1 when you land your third projectile. That's a lot of ways to make your spawnables. And just like Ash's Rats or Tick's Head, they will push you back and make you lose all the control you had in your lane when they come for you. So Eve is a tanky sniper that can exert a ton of control all over the map with all these hatchlings that she can spawn. Do you see why she gets more OP the more of her kit you actually unlock? Now, admittedly, it does take a little while for her super to spawn all those hatchlings, and there's definitely a skill cap on her second star power, because it's not always the easiest thing to land that third projectile, especially if you can't aim like me, but I just think that giving her all these options to get all these hatchlings out is just a little much. Now, the first thing I think they should do to address this hatchling issue is that they should add a timer to her second star power so that she can only spawn a hatchling every 5 seconds or so. Basically what they did to Sprout's overgrowth star power. And also, I think they should remove the hatchling spawn from the first gadget. I honestly don't think it needs to be there, and it's a mobility gadget on a sniper, so it's definitely going to have its uses anyway, so just remove that entirely. I think both of these changes would easily fix the spam issue that Eve has right now, and it might be a little overkill, but honestly, the way she is right now is very overpowered, and it's very toxic to play against, so honestly, I would love to see them make both of these changes and overcorrect it just a little bit. Now, there are definitely more things that we could talk about to fix Eve a little bit more. Honestly, things like her range and her ability to float on water could be addressed a little bit better, but I think that once they remove her ability to be a jack of all trades, those issues won't stand out quite as much, and she'll definitely be a way more balanced brawler. Right now, she does a ton of damage, she has a lot of health, and she exerts way too much pressure on the map way too consistently. And I think the changes that I suggested would help bring her back to the pack quite a bit. I think that reducing her health or her damage and making it so she can't consistently spam out her hatchlings will definitely bring her back to the pack quite a bit. But what do you think? Do you think Eve is overpowered? And what would you do to balance her out? Let me know down in the comments. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.